Do you enjoy 1980s children movies with a hint of horror and unease? Congratulations, this video is just about that. Little Monsters was released in 1989 and starred Howie Mandel and Fred Savage. He starred in the popular TV show The Wonder Years, and in The Wonder Years, the show was narrated by the same actor who played the father in Little Monsters, Daniel Stern. So I'm also going to tell you some of the most disturbing scenes of the film because while this is a children's movie, it is also from the 1980s, and we all know the 80s sold horror films to children. Fred Savage plays Brian Stevenson, a kid who gets bullied at school and is accused of being a mischievous liar at home due to some mysterious happenings around the house. It also stars Fred's younger real-life brother Ben, who plays Eric, and Daniel Stern, the guy from Home Alone. He plays one of the burglars in that film, and he also plays their father, Glenn, in Little Monsters. The beginning starts off with Brian explaining that his family moved to a new home because his parents thought that this was the best thing for him and his younger brother. And in the middle of the night, Brian sneaks out of his room to make a peanut butter and onion sandwich and overhears his parents arguing. Now, I'm trying to remember if as a kid I ever tried that just to see what it tastes like, and honestly, I can't remember. I mean, it sounds like something I would do as a kid. And we also hear Eric freaking out in his bedroom, so the parents run in. Eric said there's a monster in his room. They said, "Oh, you're just dreaming." And the kid's like, "No, I saw it, I was awake." Now, am I the only one that would, search the room? Maybe he was just dreaming, but what if he's not? The next morning, they find the remnants of Brian's peanut butter and onion sandwich, as well as a melted carton of ice cream that falls out of the cabinet. Brian denies doing any of this, although he obviously was lying about the sandwich. And then when the father tries to leave, he runs over Brian's bike. And let me tell you something, that kid said to his dad, "Your car got a little ding and my bike's totally destroyed. What are you mad about?" Or something along those lines. If I said that as a kid, that would not go over well. So there's some shenanigans going on, and there's a bully at school. Oh, and the bully is played by, and I hope I'm saying this name right, Devin Rattray, maybe? Sorry if I mispronounced that. But anyway, he played Buzz from Home Alone. So Eric and his friend think that the reason these things are happening around the house, things set up where they shouldn't be, is the result of the monster living under Eric's bed.
You say there's no monster, then what's wrong with me?
During the night, he sees lights and hears noises coming from the closet. When he goes to investigate, there is a TV on its side, sitting atop a chair, playing The Fly. The original Fly, not the one with Jeff Goldblum. I never seen the original Fly. Jeff Goldblum Fly was fun though. Brian sets up this contraption so the bed will collapse when he releases the handbrake off of his destroyed bike. He also sets out a trail of Doritos around the bed. And you ever notice, especially in the 80s, when aliens or monsters were involved, snacks are always used as bait? Product placement. It's okay though, it's nothing like macamee, I promise you that. And early the next morning, he hears crunching and he wrestles the monster to the ground. His father hears the commotion, he comes in, turns the lights, and it looks like Brian is just wrestling with some clothes. The father yells at him, of course, tells him to get back to bed, and shuts off the lights and leaves. When the lights are on, the monsters apparently disappear, leaving nothing but a pile of clothes and shoes. And when the lights are turned back off, they form back into monsters again, which I thought was pretty funny because we all have that pile of clothes in our bedroom. And don't act like you're better than everyone else. You got a pile of clothes in your bedroom too. And sometimes it looks like somebody's sitting there. So I don't know if that was intentional, but I'm reading into it. That's how I see it.
Boo.
The monster at this point comes off less scary and more mentally challenged. Kind of more annoying than scary. Still kind of lovable though. I'm not putting him down.
Stevenson, go for the long bomb. The sun, let me go.
So the best I can gather is some light gives them horns, and when they're in a light for a prolonged amount of time, they shrivel up and die, like the Wicked Witch of the West. Wicked Witch of the West, I say. Tongue twister.
Get under the bed.
No way. You wrecked my bike.
The name's Maurice, and I'll catch you later.
There's a lot of weird stuff that happens, but I'm going to kind of give you the gist of it. There's a place underneath the bed where Maurice exists and is called Monster World. Kids can do whatever they want, eat whatever they want. They don't have to worry about any parents getting involved. And the creatures down there, the monsters, really look like kids. So they look like kids with maybe some masks or clothes on to make them look a little more goofy. And the whole point of monsters down there to come up to the human world is to scare children and to make it look like they've created all this chaos in the house when it's actually the monster under the bed. I get the gist. I don't understand, though, why these monsters just torment some kids. Like, why would they scare these kids? Why would they scare babies? Like, later on in Monsters, Inc., we do have a reason for the monsters going to the human world and scaring the kids, because the screams are used for their power source. That makes sense. In Little Monsters, the monsters are just kind of a-holes. They just like to scare kids. That's their main objective, for fun. So Brian wants to go to the bully's house and ruin his day, and Brian and Maurice, mostly Brian, makes fun of the bully because he has a little stuffed animal he holds. The kid obviously doesn't have much parental guidance because his room is a mess, and bullies are just usually a product of bad parenting. It's not trying to get psychological, I'm just saying I feel kind of bad for the bully here. Maurice and Brian go down to the fridge, and I'll just show it to you because I really don't want to discuss it.
All right, Maurice, that's great. Oh, what'd you eat today, man?
Ronnie's gonna be pissed.
So there's gotta be a bad guy in this, right? There is, and his name is Snick. He's kind of like the Monster World bully, I guess. And he is played by Rick Dukeman, and if I mispronounced it, please correct me in the comments. He played in The Burbs. Now his appearance is actually pretty cool. He's got no neck. He's very imposing, and he has an underbite with sharp teeth. Brian discovers that since he has been spending so much time in Monster World, he's starting to react to sunlight the same way as the monsters do, so he's got to make a decision here. Maybe one day I'll go into a little bit more depth with this movie, like I'll bring out some facts and stuff, but today I just wanted to get a movie out to you, something for you to watch if you wanted to watch something different.
We get the shit, we smash the shit,
Yeah.
and then we put the shit back. We do the bashing, you get the thrashing. Let's play ball, come on, bud.
Then what do monsters do?
Good question. Scare the hell out of her. It's our duty.
Stop it!
My God, Eric's gone. Have you seen him? Do you know where he went?
So all in all, it's just a fun movie. It's something weird to watch if you're in the mood for a weird 80s movie. Now the special effects, or the monster makeup is actually pretty good. Maurice, I love his skin tone, and he does have a unique and fun look about him, and a few of the other monsters do too. Some are just kind of gross. Some are just kids with some makeup on and clothes on, that kind of make them look goofy, but Monster World is kind of fun and whimsical, but still has a dark element to it. Obviously dark physically, dark in the room because they can't handle light. But there's still an odd presence. I don't want to say uncanny because that's used so often, but it is because there's a lot of defying physics in this thing. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. Very much like a dream world, which they live under the bed, so maybe it's supposed to be some sort of monster dream world. The creatures are pretty cool. The costumes, designs are pretty fun. The only thing you really have to watch out for is, the fact that there's kids in peril and some creepy scenes. Now, if you're thinking, should I let my kid watch this or should I let my niece and nephew watch this? It really depends on the maturity of the child. I watched it when I was really young, and I turned out okay. All right, so if you have seen Little Monsters, please let me know what you thought. If you enjoyed this video, check out some of my other videos. I hope I have something there that you like. And if you haven't seen Little Monsters, go watch it and come back and tell me what you thought. People probably don't really remember Howie Mandel too much as the comedian back in the day, or how he had Bobby's World. I watched that as well growing up.
Boo. Keep an eye out for monsters. You know what happens when I get upset. That's it. I'm upset. What the hell is that? I don't know. That's what happens when I get upset.
Now, Brian, isn't that what you want? You. Why such cruelty? You're a very unique individual. Remember the last time one of our little breed had been trapped?
Well, we've got him!
I had hoped we could be friends, Brian, but evidently you don't play fair.
All right, so that's my movie suggestion today for you. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.